Hello and welcome to the ECMK training video to show trainees how to use the training iPad app. So firstly, open your iPad. You need any iPad as long as it's running an iOS 11 or more. And we need to download the app first of all. So go to Safari. So it's the blue circle on the bottom left-hand side of my iPad looking like a compass. So if you press that button there, and we now need just to type in the web address of ios.etech.net/test/smart survey. So type that web address in and press enter, and it'll take you to the site where to download it from. And then just press install application. So just press that button there and it'll install the app onto your iPad. So wait for that to download, and then we'll then get cracking on and start the survey. So as we can see, one of the first things you may need to do is just go into your settings and just enable or allow that software to be run on your iPad. So if we scroll down to the bottom here on the General tab, we see we've got Profiles and Management, Device Management. Press the eTech Solutions button and then verify or enable, allow that app to be used on your iPad. So we'll go back to the home screen. And now, as we can see in the bottom of my screen, I've got Smart Survey with a slash against it of test. And that's the app that you'll be using. So I'll open that app up. And we can see now we're welcome with this open screen here. So at the bottom, we've got Home, Survey, Instructions, Diary and Settings. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a survey. So if we can see, we've got the survey button at the bottom. On the left-hand side, it shows us options we've got in progress and the account I'm using as well. So you guys will all just have ECMK Training Assessor Hub. And I've got 3 jobs in progress there. So let's start a job. So top right-hand side of the screen there, we can see a plus button. So if we press that plus button, it opens up our account. So again, you guys use the ECMK Training Assessor Hub account. As you get more and more accounts, they get added to your account there. So I've now selected it, and now I'm going to search for a postcode. So you'll be given some postcodes by your trainer, but if you're using your own property, put that postcode in. And I'm going to enter a postcode here to find an address. So the next thing is you can select the country. So we've got England and Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. But this address is in England and Wales. So I'm going to leave it as England and Wales and just press enter. So let's press enter, and let's just here we go. We've got all the addresses now populating. So I just want to select an address. Let's go for number 65. So if I press on number 65, it shows me the address details. And if I want to start the assessment, just press create survey. Straight away, there we go. Start to populate the information. But what happens if we can't find that address? So I've selected one off that drop-down list. But what happens if, for instance, we had a number 65A or a 63A or something that we can't isn't listed on the report there? So let's just start again, and I'm going to show you the process on how to do that. So again, I'm going to press Start Survey by pressing the plus button. I'm going to press ECMK Training Assessor Hub. I'm going to type in that postcode again. Now what I'm looking for this time is 63A. So this is where we've had a house that's been converted into flats. So as I scroll through, I can see we've got 63 there, we've got 65, but there's no 63A. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to add that address manually. So to add the address manually, there's a button at the top right-hand side called Skip. So if I press the Skip button, I actually manually add that address in. So I'm now going to type in 63A Vale Drive. Now be absolutely certain of your spelling, your punctuation, because what you're actually doing is you're adding a new address to the register. So I'm going to type in that address there, and this address is now going to be added to the register, so you can lodge the report using this new address that you've created yourself. So ensure that you get the spelling, make sure you've contacted the customer, because as you go through the process, if you get something wrong, it's very difficult to change that address, and if you lodge the report, it's going to cost you money to replace that certificate. So I'm going to double check and make sure I've got my spelling correct. I then press Create Survey, and lo and behold, it'll open up and it'll start the software with that new address on. And there we go. So this now enables me to start the assessment and start completing some details. Now we've got the address in, and we can start adding some data into the software. If we look on the left-hand side, we can see where we've got all of our headings. In the middle of the iPad, we've got subsections, and then on the right-hand side is our data entry point. If you're in a session you like to go around and take all the photographs in one go, you can see at the top of the screen there's a little picture of a camera up there, and it's got the number 0 next to it. So it's above the word inspection date. So if I press that button, it'll open up the camera app. I'm just going to do that now, and I can take a series of photographs. So all I'm doing here is I'm just clicking and taking some photographs of, this is all test again, but this could be of the house. And then when I've finished taking the photo, I've got 5 photographs there. And we can see now that it's got the number 5 next to it. So this stores these photos within the app. So you can take the photos as you walk around the property, or when you get to each section, or store them here. And it's all stored securely within that iPad app. So let's start adding some data in now, shall we? So what I'm going to start doing now is entering the data. So I've got the date in there, and all I'm doing is just selecting the inputs that are required by using the next button at the bottom of each screen. So I'm just tapping each button so we can see on the left hand side I've got the main structure, in the middle is the sort of the question set, and now on the right hand side I've just got the actual answers to those questions. So all I'm doing is I'm just data collecting and entering the data as you would have been trained on your training session there. So I'm just entering some details, terrain type. Let's say this is a nice 3-bed semi-detached house, suburban. We'll have no extensions. Now it's asking for the electricity meter types. There's an opportunity here where we can add some photographs. So we can see we've got take later, not applicable, add photo or select. If I press the add photo button, it'll open up the camera app so I can start taking photographs, because it's assuming I'm standing next to that electric meter. So I've entered that there's a photograph of a single rate meter. So I'm going to press the add photo button, and it opens up the camera app. And I will just press the take a photo button. And we could argument say that is the electric meter. I'll then put in a description of what I've just taken a photograph of. So it's the single rate electric meter. I'll press the next button. And what it's done now is it's embedded that photograph within the site notes. So it's all kept together, all within this one application. The other option is if I press the select button, I can actually select one of the photos from the 5 that I took from the start. So I'm just going to allow all access to photos. You can see they're the 5 photographs that I took earlier on. I can just select all of them. I could select 1 or 2. These are all securely stored within the app. So I'm just going to select one of them photographs, and then I'm going to embed that into the software as well. So if I've got a green tick next to it, I've already saved the descriptions there. So the more and more you use the application, the more and more it saves a lot of your terminologies, a lot of the things that you've done. So I'm just going to select single rate meter because it's already saved from a previous assessment or this assessment. Press next, and there's the photo embedded in. Okay, so I've filled out as much as I possibly can, and now I've got to the last section where it's asking for photographs. So just to speed things up, I'm just going to put not applicable on these photos. But again, further information, you can add more and more photos. I just want to get all the green ticks on there so everything's ready. So I'm now ready to submit this to the scheme. And at the top right-hand corner of the screen, there's a button called Submit. So if I press that button, this Wi-Fi button comes up, and it's uploading the floor plan, and it's uploading the survey notes to the Training Assessor Hub portal. It's now calculating the SAP report. And then now we can see I've got a SAP report and I've got an environmental rating, and it's giving me my recommendations on there as well. I can lodge the report from here, or I can upload the site notes. So if it's for training, I recommend that you press the upload site note buttons, and it'll upload all these to the Training Assessor Hub portal. And it'll upload all your photos and site notes ready for you to download to add to your Quals Direct. So this is where your trainer can see what you've actually done on the iPad. Again, you can make some amendments to this, you can add further details. I'm just doing it again. And again, this all gets sent to your Training Assessor Hub portal. If you want to lodge the report, you can do, but the trouble is if you lodge a report, it locks the report so that you can't amend it or do any further works to it. Good, okay, well, if anybody does have any further questions or queries on this iPad app, Please feel free to look through this video again, or please contact us on the contact page that's about to come up now. And thanks for listening.